Stop right now. You're about to discover something so powerful, it will explode poverty out of your life forever. This is not a drill. God Himself is sending you a message, and if you listen closely, everything about your financial struggles is about to change. Imagine waking up tomorrow, no more debt, no more sleepless nights, and an overwhelming blessing of financial healing right in your hands. Yes, this is real, and it's happening today. But only if you're ready to receive it. For far too long, you've been carrying the weight of financial stress, wondering if things will ever change. Well, guess what? God is about to step in and destroy every chain of poverty that's held you back. This isn't just another promise. It's your chance for a miracle, but you have to act now. You can't afford to reject what's coming next. God's plan is in motion, and it's designed specifically for you. So what will you do? Keep struggling, or step into the blessing that's waiting? What if I told you that in the next few moments, your entire financial reality could shift? God's message is clear. He's about to bring financial healing that will change your life forever. But here's the catch. You must stay until the end of this message. If you miss even a second, you could miss out on the biggest blessing of your life. Don't let this slip through your fingers. This is your moment to grab onto God's miraculous plan and never look back. It starts with a message that grabs your attention like a gentle whisper from a miraculous God. But this is no ordinary message. It carries a weight that could shift the course of your life forever. In the next 3 hours, something extraordinary is set to unfold. Can you feel it? This is the kind of moment where everything can change in the blink of an eye. When the clock ticks down, you'll stand face to face with a financial miracle so profound, it's going to shake your beliefs. Not just any miracle, but one that opens the door to blessings beyond imagination. Picture this. Your sleepless nights worrying about bills, the constant stress over money, will soon be a memory. This isn't just a promise from a random source. It's a promise from the God who sees your struggle. Right now, behind the scenes, something is shifting. You may not see it yet, but that breakthrough is already in motion. And here's the thing, it's not happening for everyone. Only those who tune into this divine message will witness the unfolding of this financial blessing. Now, imagine what that moment will look like. You've prayed, you've hoped, and now God is responding in a way that will leave you speechless. In 3 short hours, your life could look completely different. Can you really afford to ignore that? The change starts from within. It begins with your belief that a miraculous God has something special for you. It's not just about money. It's about receiving a blessing that will heal your finances and restore your peace. Think about the ripple effects. This financial miracle will touch every corner of your life, your family, your future, even your sense of purpose. It's like planting a seed and watching it grow into a tree that bears fruit for generations. But it all starts here, right now, with your faith and your willingness to believe that God has already put the wheels in motion. Don't doubt it. When the hour comes, your faith will be rewarded with a blessing so overwhelming, you'll barely be able to contain your gratitude. You've probably heard stories of people who received unexpected financial blessings, right? But this time, you're the one at the center of that story. It's easy to think, that could never happen to me. But what if God has been preparing you for this very moment? What if this is the exact time when your faith, your patience, and your perseverance align perfectly with His plan for your life? You won't want to miss what's coming. This is your moment to step into the abundance that has been waiting for you. The signs are all around you. You felt the nudge, that inner voice saying, something big is about to happen. Don't ignore it. God's miraculous hand is about to open a door that leads straight to your financial healing. But you need to be ready. You need to believe it's for you. The next 3 hours will be crucial. It's not enough to just hear the message. You need to act on it with faith and confidence. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to witness God's hand in your financial life. Think of this like a puzzle piece that fits perfectly into your life story. All the hardships, the sleepless nights, the worries, they were preparing you for this. In a few hours, you'll look back and realize that this moment was always meant to be. You'll see how every challenge was leading up to this divine financial breakthrough. And when it happens, it won't just change your bank account. It'll change your heart, your mindset, and your entire outlook on life. You might be wondering, why now? Why me? The answer is simple. God's timing is always perfect. He knows what you've been through, and He knows exactly when you need a miracle. This is your moment to receive what has been set aside for you. It's not by chance that you're hearing this message today. In fact, the very fact that you're here is proof that God's miraculous hand is already at work. The promise of this financial blessing isn't just a feel-good message, it's a reality waiting for you. God is lining up opportunities, moving obstacles, and preparing to pour out blessings in your life. All you need to do is trust that His timing is perfect. As the hours pass, stay alert, stay hopeful, and keep your heart open to what's coming. In 3 hours, your financial situation could look completely different. Think of it as the beginning of a new chapter in your life, a chapter where financial stress is a thing of the past. You're stepping into a season of abundance, where God's miraculous power works in every corner of your finances. Imagine the freedom that comes with that. No more sleepless nights. No more worrying about how to make ends meet. This is the kind of blessing that only a miraculous God can provide. You don't have to keep struggling, wondering when your breakthrough will come. It's already on the way. In fact, as you read these words, God is already aligning the pieces for your financial miracle. The key is to keep believing, keep trusting, and don't let doubt sneak in. The moment you start to doubt is the moment you block the blessings God has in store for you. Hold on to your faith. It's your direct connection to the miraculous power that's about to change everything. Now is the time to act. God's message is clear. Within the next 3 hours, you'll witness a shift in your financial life that will leave you in awe. But it's not just about watching it happen. You need to be ready to receive it. Prepare your heart, your mind, and your spirit for what's coming. God's miraculous blessing is already on its way, but your faith is the key to unlocking it. This is your time, your moment of divine intervention. God never makes empty promises. When He says that a financial miracle is coming, you can trust that it's true. His word is solid, unshakable, and it never fails. The only thing that can stop this blessing is if you close yourself off to it. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back from what's already been promised to you. Stay open, stay faithful, and watch as God delivers on His word in a way that will leave you speechless. The next few hours are critical. Pay attention to the signs, stay tuned into this message, and watch how God's miraculous hand begins to move in your life. This is not just about money, it's about stepping into the abundance that has always been yours. It's time to say goodbye to financial stress and hello to the blessings that are about to pour into your life. This is your moment to experience a financial healing that only a miraculous God can provide. Even during your darkest financial moments, when you've stayed awake at night wondering how things could possibly get better, God has been working behind the scenes. He hasn't been silent, and His plan for your financial blessing is already in motion. It's easy to feel forgotten when the bills pile up and the paycheck never seems to stretch far enough. But this promise is about to change everything. A financial miracle is on its way, and it's going to shake the foundation of everything you thought was impossible. This isn't just hope, it's a promise from a miraculous God. When you've done all you can, when you've prayed, saved, and still found yourself struggling, it's easy to feel defeated. But remember, God's timeline isn't always the same as ours. Right now, He's aligning circumstances, people, and opportunities that will open doors for you that no one else can. His promise of financial blessing isn't just about relief, it's about abundance. What's coming isn't just enough to get by. It's enough to live the life you've dreamed of, free from the constant pressure of money worries. The sleepless nights and the stress you've carried are about to be replaced by something extraordinary. Picture the moment when you see everything turn around, when God's miraculous blessing comes into full view. It's not just about receiving money, it's about stepping into a season of financial healing. This is more than just paying off bills. It's about creating a future where you thrive, where money isn't a source of fear but a tool for freedom and purpose. God is already setting the stage for this transformation. You've prayed for this moment. You've asked for relief, for answers, for a way out of the financial challenges that have held you down. And now, the answer is here. God's miraculous hand is moving in ways you can't even see yet. The promise isn't about some distant future, it's about right now. Within the next few hours, you'll begin to see the first signs of this blessing unfolding. What you do next is critical. This is your chance to lean into faith and prepare yourself to receive what's coming. It might seem unbelievable, especially if you've been struggling for a long time. But that's exactly when God loves to show up the most, when we're at our lowest and least expecting it. He's about to prove that no matter how dire your situation seems, He is a God of miracles. Financial blessings are not just for others, they're for you. Right now, He's working to lift the burden of financial stress off your shoulders and replace it with joy, peace, and security. You're on the verge of a breakthrough. This is not the time to give up. Just as you're feeling the weight of financial pressure, God is preparing a blessing that will surpass your expectations. It's coming from sources you never imagined, through opportunities you didn't even know existed. All you need to do is stay faithful, keep believing, and trust in His timing. The promise of financial blessing isn't based on what you've done or haven't done. It's based on God's infinite grace and His desire to see you live abundantly. Think about the possibilities that open up with financial freedom. No more worrying about the next bill or wondering how you'll make it through the month. God's blessing is about to create a space for you to breathe, to live with confidence, and to pursue the dreams that have been on hold. This is about more than just money. It's about a life transformed by God's generosity. The same God who parted the Red Sea is about to make a way for you where there seemed to be none. Don't let the fear of the unknown hold you back. As the financial blessing approaches, it's natural to feel nervous or uncertain. But God is faithful, and His promises are unshakable. The doubts you're feeling are no match for the power of His miraculous intervention. Lean into that faith, and watch as God turns your financial situation around in ways you never expected. Every step of the way, He's been guiding you toward this moment. Trust that what's coming is greater than anything you've imagined. You're not just receiving a financial miracle, you're stepping into a new season of prosperity and purpose. God's promise is about more than just getting out of debt or paying bills. It's about positioning you for a future where you can be generous, where you can make an impact on the world around you. Imagine what that will look like: the freedom to give, to invest, to build something lasting for yourself and for others. God's promise of financial blessing is bigger than just money. It's about creating a legacy. As you move toward this financial blessing, start thinking about what you'll do with the abundance God is bringing your way. This is an opportunity not just for you, but for everyone around you. How will you use this blessing to create a ripple effect in your community, in your family, in your future. God's miraculous hand is setting things in motion right now, and you're at the center of it. Don't take this promise lightly. This is a turning point that will change the course of your life. When God makes a promise, He always delivers. His financial blessing is coming to you, not because of anything you've done, but because of who He is. His love, His grace, and His desire to see you live in abundance are what drive this promise. Right now, all He asks is that you trust Him and stay ready to receive. The money, the resources, the opportunities, they're already on their way. This is your moment to step into the blessings that have been waiting for you. If you've ever doubted that God cares about your financial life, let this be the moment that changes your mind. He sees your needs, He knows your worries, and He's already made provision for you. The promise of financial blessing isn't just for other people, it's for you right now. As you move forward in faith, watch how God's miraculous power begins to unfold in your life. Stay ready, stay open, and stay expectant. God's financial blessing is closer than you think. When everything around you feels like it's crumbling, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. Adversity has a way of clouding our vision, making us doubt whether anything good can come from our struggles. But this is exactly where faith shines the brightest. Faith in a miraculous God, who promises not only to carry you through the storm but to bless you in ways you never imagined. It's through these difficult moments that God prepares you for the greatest financial blessing of your life. Think of faith as the foundation that holds everything together when nothing seems to make sense. You might not see the solution yet, but your faith in God's plan is what will carry you through the uncertainty. It's in the toughest times that miracles often begin to take shape. Even though the bills are piling up and the sleepless nights feel endless, remember that God's timing is perfect. Your financial breakthrough is already set in motion, and all He asks is that you keep the faith. It's easy to have faith when things are going well, but true faith is tested in adversity. That's when you have to dig deep and believe that God is still working, even when you can't see it. Imagine planting a seed. You don't see the roots growing, but you trust that something is happening beneath the surface. The same goes for your financial situation right now. God is working behind the scenes, nurturing the blessing that's about to bloom. Your faith is the water that keeps it growing. In moments of doubt, remind yourself that God is bigger than any financial obstacle you're facing. His miraculous power can turn even the most impossible situations around in an instant. But He's not just interested in changing your bank balance. He's using this time to grow your character, to strengthen your resolve, and to deepen your trust in Him. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to lean further into your faith and to prepare yourself for the abundance that's coming. Have you ever noticed how diamonds are formed under pressure? The same is true for you. This season of financial adversity is shaping you into someone who can handle the blessings God is about to pour into your life. It's not easy, but it's necessary. God's plan for you is not just to survive this moment, but to thrive in the next. And it starts with your unwavering faith in His promise. When the pressure feels unbearable, remember that God is using it to create something beautiful in your life. Faith is like a muscle. It grows stronger the more you use it. Right now, you're in the middle of a spiritual workout, and while it may feel exhausting, it's building the strength you need for the blessings ahead. Imagine walking into a future where financial stress is a distant memory. That future is possible, but it requires faith in the process. God's miracles don't always happen overnight, but they always happen right on time. Stay patient, stay faithful, and watch as God brings His promises to pass. It's tempting to think that you need to see results immediately to keep believing. But faith doesn't work that way. It's about trusting in God's timing, even when it doesn't align with your own. Sometimes the best things take time to develop. And the financial miracle that's coming your way is no different. It's being crafted with precision, designed specifically for your life. God knows exactly what you need and when you need it. Keep the faith, and you'll see how His plan unfolds perfectly. Adversity can make you feel like you're alone, but you're not. God is with you every step of the way, guiding you, protecting you, and preparing you for what's to come. In fact, this season of difficulty is just a setup for the blessings that are about to follow. God never wastes a moment, and He certainly doesn't waste your pain. What you're going through right now is not just about the struggle, it's about the triumph that comes after. Your faith is what bridges the gap between where you are and where God is leading you. When you're in the middle of financial hardship, it's easy to focus on what you don't have. But faith encourages you to focus on what's coming. God's promise of a financial miracle isn't something that might happen, it's something that will happen. Your job is to stay ready, stay hopeful, and keep your heart open to receive it. Every day that you choose faith over fear is a day closer to your breakthrough. Don't give up now, you're closer than you think. Faith doesn't mean ignoring your problems. It means trusting that God is bigger than your problems. It's about believing that He can and will do the impossible in your life. You don't have to figure everything out. That's God's job. Your job is to keep the faith, no matter how hard things get. And when the financial miracle arrives, you'll look back and realize that every moment of adversity was preparing you for this very blessing. Stay strong. Your miracle is on the way. In times of adversity, it's important to remember the miracles God has already done in your life. Look back at the moments when He provided when you thought there was no way out. Those were not coincidences. They were proof of His faithfulness. And just like He came through before, He'll come through again. This time, the financial blessing will be even greater than anything you've experienced before. Your faith is the key to unlocking it. Prayer is not just a ritual, it's a powerful tool that connects you directly to the heart of a miraculous God. When you pray, you're opening a direct line of communication, where God hears every word, every plea, and every hope. In times of financial hardship, prayer becomes even more essential. It's not just about asking for blessings. It's about aligning your heart with God's will. As you pray for financial healing, remember that God has already promised to bless you. Your prayer is a declaration of faith in that promise. It's easy to pray when things are going well, but the true power of prayer is revealed when you're in the middle of a struggle. Right now, as you face financial challenges, your prayers carry more weight than ever. They are filled with urgency, hope, and trust in a God who can do the impossible. When you kneel down and pray, imagine the doors of heaven opening, with God listening intently to your every word. He is ready to act on your behalf, but He's waiting for you to call out to Him with unwavering faith. Your financial situation may seem overwhelming, but God's ability to provide is limitless. Through prayer, you tap into that divine power. Each word you speak in faith is like planting a seed in fertile ground. You may not see the harvest immediately, but trust that it's growing beneath the surface. Prayer, coupled with faith, has the power to move mountains, even financial ones. When you feel like there's no way out, remember that prayer can create a path where there seems to be none. Think of the many stories in the Bible where God responded to prayers of faith with miraculous interventions. Whether it was parting the Red Sea or feeding thousands with just a few loaves and fish, God always showed up when His people called on Him. Your situation is no different. The same God who performed those miracles is the same God who hears your prayers today. He hasn't changed, and neither has His love for you. When you pray, know that He is already working on your behalf. Prayer isn't just about asking for what you need, it's about thanking God for what He's already done. As you pray for financial blessing, take a moment to reflect on the ways God has provided for you in the past. Gratitude opens the door for more blessings. When you acknowledge the miracles He's already performed, you're positioning yourself to receive even greater financial blessings in the future. Thank God for the small victories, and watch as He prepares you for the bigger ones to come. Faith without action is dead, and the same is true for prayer. As you pray for a financial miracle, take steps to prepare for it. This might mean adjusting your spending habits, creating a budget, or seeking out opportunities to increase your income. Prayer opens the door, but it's your faith-filled actions that walk you through it. God is ready to bless you, but you need to be ready to receive it. Show God that you're serious about this blessing by putting your faith into action. The beauty of prayer is that it doesn't have to be perfect or eloquent. God isn't looking for fancy words. He's looking for a sincere heart. Whether you're praying in your car, at your desk, or on your knees, what matters most is that you're coming to God with faith and trust. He hears every prayer, no matter how big or small. So don't hold back. Pour out your heart to Him, and trust that He is already working on your behalf. Your financial blessing is closer than you think. When you pray, believe that you've already received what you're asking for. This is the essence of faith, believing in what you cannot yet see. As you pray for financial healing, picture what it will look like when that blessing arrives. Imagine the relief, the joy, the freedom that comes with God's provision. Hold on to that vision as you pray, and trust that God is faithful to fulfill His promises. Your prayers are not in vain. They are the seeds of your future financial blessing. God knows your needs before you even speak them, but He still invites you to pray. Why? Because prayer isn't just about getting what you need, it's about building a relationship with Him. As you pray, you draw closer to God, and your faith grows stronger. In times of financial difficulty, prayer reminds you that you're not alone. God is with you, guiding you, and preparing the way for your breakthrough. Keep praying, keep believing, and watch as God moves in miraculous ways. It's important to remember that God's timing is not our timing. Sometimes it may feel like your prayers are going unanswered, but trust that God is never late. He knows the perfect moment to bring your financial blessing. In the meantime, continue to pray with faith and patience. The delay is not a denial, it's preparation. God is setting the stage for something greater than you could have imagined. Your prayer is the catalyst that will bring it to pass, in His perfect timing. Throughout the Bible, Jesus used parables to teach profound truths about life, faith, and prosperity. These stories, simple yet deeply impactful, are timeless lessons for those who seek financial blessings and wisdom. One of the most powerful parables is the parable of the sower. It teaches that the seeds we plant, our actions, decisions, and faith, determine the harvest we will reap. When you sow wisely, with faith in God's miraculous provision, you're setting yourself up for a financial blessing that goes beyond what you can imagine. In the parable of the sower, some seeds fell on rocky ground, others among thorns, but the seeds that fell on fertile soil produced an abundant crop. Think of your financial life like that fertile soil. The choices you make now, how you manage your money, the faith you invest, and the opportunities you embrace, are the seeds. If you plant wisely, nurturing those seeds with prayer and trust in God, you'll see an abundant harvest. But if you neglect your finances, the results can be as barren as seeds on rocky ground. Another key parable is the parable of the prudent servant. This story teaches the importance of being wise with the resources God has given you. This is a call to action for anyone seeking a financial miracle. God expects you to manage your resources wisely, to take steps of faith, and to multiply what you've been given. Fear and inaction will only lead to missed blessings. You don't need to have a large fortune to be a good steward. In fact, God often uses the small things to create something great. The prudent servant didn't start with much, but his faithfulness in managing what he had led to greater rewards. This same principle applies to your financial life. Whether you have a little or a lot, God is watching how you handle it. If you're faithful with what you've been given, no matter how small, God will trust you with more. It's a divine principle that never fails. The parable of the great feast is another profound lesson on prosperity. In this story, a man prepares a grand banquet and invites many guests, but many make excuses not to attend. The host then extends the invitation to others, those who were overlooked, and they become the ones who enjoy the feast. This is a lesson in opportunity. God is constantly inviting you to partake in His blessings, but sometimes we make excuses, doubt, fear, or lack of faith. Don't miss out on God's financial feast because of excuses. The invitation to God's financial blessings is open to everyone, but not everyone accepts it. Some are too focused on their current struggles to see the opportunity God is offering. Others let fear hold them back. The parable of the great feast reminds us that the opportunity for financial blessing is right in front of us, but we must be willing to say yes and act in faith. God's blessings are not limited to a select few. They are available to anyone who chooses to believe and accept His invitation. Think about the choices you're making right now. Are you planting seeds in fertile soil? Are you being prudent with the resources God has given you? Are you ready to accept God's invitation to His financial blessings, or are you holding back because of fear or doubt? These parables are more than just stories. They are roadmaps to prosperity. They teach us how to align our actions with God's will, so we can receive the full measure of His blessings. It's all about faith, wisdom, and readiness to receive. When you plant seeds of faith, God multiplies them in ways you could never have imagined. But it starts with you taking that first step, whether it's managing your money wisely, stepping out in faith on a new opportunity, or simply trusting that God has a financial miracle with your name on it. The parables remind us that God's blessings often come in response to our actions. They are not just handed to us. They grow from the seeds we plant in faith. What seeds are you planting today? Every decision you make, no matter how small, is a seed. The way you spend your money, the way you trust God with your finances, and the opportunities you pursue are all seeds that will bear fruit in time. The parables show us that there are two types of people: those who plant wisely and those who let fear, doubt, or neglect steal their blessings. Be the one who plants wisely. Your financial future depends on it. God has already prepared the soil. All He needs is for you to plant the seeds. In the parable of the sower, it wasn't enough to just plant the seeds. They had to be nurtured. The same is true for your financial life. It's not enough to just wish for a blessing. You have to nurture your finances with faith, wisdom, and action. You have to trust that God is the one who makes the seeds grow, but He requires your participation. It's a partnership between your faith and God's miraculous power. The parables show us that when we work with God, the results are always greater than what we could achieve on our own. Faith is the key to unlocking God's blessings, but it must be paired with action. The prudent servant took action. The guests who attended the great feast responded to the invitation, and the seeds in the parable of the sower were nurtured. In each case, faith and action went hand in hand. This is the formula for financial prosperity. God has already prepared the blessing, but it's up to you to take the necessary steps to receive it. What action will you take today to align yourself with God's financial plan for your life? God's faithfulness is the cornerstone of every promise He makes. No matter how difficult the journey, He never abandons those who trust in Him. When it comes to financial blessings, God's faithfulness is what ensures that the blessings will come, even when the situation seems hopeless. You may be facing overwhelming challenges right now, but take comfort in knowing that God has already seen your struggle and has a plan in place to bless you. His timing is always perfect, and His faithfulness never wavers. Think back to moments in your life when you thought there was no way out, yet somehow, a door opened. That's the evidence of God's faithfulness. He sees every need, every tear, and every prayer. Even when you feel forgotten, God is working behind the scenes. His faithfulness means that He hasn't forgotten you, and He never will. Your financial struggles are not the end of the story. They're just the beginning of the miracle God is preparing for you. All you need to do is keep trusting in His promises. God's faithfulness is like a rock in the middle of a storm, immovable, unshakable. No matter what you're facing, His love for you remains constant. Financial challenges can make you feel like everything is out of control, but God is always in control. He knows the exact moment when your financial blessing will arrive, and it will be more than enough to meet your needs. When you hold on to His faithfulness, you're declaring that you believe in His ability to provide, no matter how big the obstacles may seem. Faithfulness means that God doesn't just provide once, He continues to provide. When you receive your financial blessing, it's not the end of the story. It's the beginning of a new season of abundance. God's faithfulness ensures that His blessings will continue to flow into your life as long as you remain faithful to Him. This isn't just about a one-time miracle. It's about stepping into a lifestyle of provision and prosperity, knowing that God's faithfulness will sustain you every step of the way. When you trust in God's faithfulness, it changes the way you see your financial situation. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you start to focus on what God has promised. His faithfulness is a reminder that you are not alone in this journey. He's with you, guiding you, and preparing to bless you in ways that go beyond your expectations. Even when things don't look promising, keep your eyes on God's promises. His faithfulness guarantees that your financial blessing is already in motion. Look around at the blessings you've already received. Every small provision, every unexpected breakthrough, is a sign of God's faithfulness. Sometimes, we get so caught up in waiting for the big miracle that we forget to thank God for the little ones. But it's the little blessings that remind us of His constant care and attention. As you wait for your financial breakthrough, remember to thank God for the ways He's already provided. Gratitude keeps your heart open to receive even more. God's faithfulness isn't just about meeting your needs, it's about exceeding them. When God blesses you, He doesn't do it halfway. He pours out blessings in abundance, so much so that you'll have enough to bless others. This is the overflow of God's faithfulness. As you prepare to receive your financial blessing, start thinking about how you can use it to bless those around you. God's faithfulness extends beyond just you. It touches everyone you come into contact with. Faithfulness doesn't mean that the journey will be easy, but it does mean that God will be with you every step of the way. Financial challenges may come and go, but God's faithfulness remains constant. He is the provider who never fails. When you feel anxious about your finances, remind yourself that God is faithful. He hasn't brought you this far to leave you now. Your financial blessing is a testament to His unwavering love and commitment to your well-being. As you move forward, let God's faithfulness be the foundation of your confidence. The financial blessing you're about to receive isn't just luck. It's a direct result of God's faithfulness to His word. He promised to take care of you, and He will. No matter what obstacles you face, keep reminding yourself of God's faithfulness. It's the one thing that never changes, no matter how uncertain life may feel. Hold on to it, and watch as God fulfills every promise He's made to you. Now that you've received this powerful message, the next step is up to you. Are you going to let this knowledge slip away, or are you ready to take action and step into the financial blessing that's been promised to you? God has opened the door, but you have to walk through it. The financial healing you've been praying for is within your reach, but only if you're willing to believe and act on it. What will you do with this moment? Will you seize the opportunity, or let fear hold you back? Think about it. What's really stopping you from living the life of abundance God wants for you? Your breakthrough is right in front of you, and all it takes is one step of faith. Start by praying, trusting in God's plan, and making changes that align with His promise. This is your time to rise up and claim the financial miracle that's been waiting for you. The decision is yours, but remember, God is faithful to those who believe. Before you go, I have one question for you. Are you ready to see your life transformed by God's financial blessing? If your answer is yes, then don't hesitate. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This is just the beginning, and you don't want to miss the next message that could unlock even more blessings in your life. Stay connected, stay faithful, and watch as God continues to work miracles in your finances. Your transformation starts now.